ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಾಗತ. ನಾನು Salim. Today we are going to study one more important concept of zoology, that is reproduction in Obelia. So let's start the video. See, Obelia, in the previous video I told you that it is a coelenterate. It belongs to the phylum Coelenterata and the class Hydrozoa. It exhibits the alternation of generation. It is also called metagenesis. What is metagenesis? Asexual reproduction is followed by the sexual reproduction. Okay, so asexual reproduction takes place first, then it is followed by the sexual mode of reproduction. So that is referred as a alternate. Okay, so the asexual reproduction alternate with sexual reproduction, hence it is also called metagenesis or alternation of generation. So this is the picture of Obelia. Now first we are going to study about asexual reproduction. In some of the textbook it is mentioned like a polyp generation. Okay, both are same, don't get confused, because polyp is responsible for asexual reproduction in Obelia, and here it takes place via budding. Okay, so you know that budding, it's a type of asexual reproduction where a small bud like structure, it is developed on the parent body. Initially it is attached to the parent body and later it gets separated and develops into a new organism. So here the polyp develops a small buds, okay, and they forms the new polyps. Okay, so imagine if it is a polyp, so it produces new buds on its surface and they form the new polyps. And some of these new polyp, they get specialized and they produces the medusa. Okay, you can see this picture. So here this is normal polyp. So here you can see some of the polyp. Okay, so you can see, so some of the polyps, they produces the medusa. This is called gonodendra. Okay, gonodendra means specialized polyps which produces the medusa. Okay, so this is all about the asexual reproduction. Now once the medusa is formed, they get come out, and this medusa helps in sexual reproduction. Okay, and in the morphology I told you that medusae are dioecious. It means sexes are separate. We have male medusa as well as female medusa, and you know that male medusa, it produces the sperms, female medusa produces the eggs, and these male and female gametes, they are released into the sea water. And the unique feature is that after releasing the gamete, both male and female medusa will die immediately. Okay, so the parent medusa die immediately after releasing the gametes. Okay, so you can see this picture. So this is a Obelia colony, and through the asexual reproduction it produces the female medusa and male medusa. Male medusa produces the sperms, you can see the diagram, and female medusa, it produces the egg or ovum. Now the sperms fuses with the egg and they form the zygote. So this phenomenon, you know that it is called fertilization. And dear student, the fertilization takes place in water, hence it is called external fertilization. And one more thing I would like to tell you, in some cases it is observed that the sperms, they directly enter into the female medusa. Okay, still the egg is not released. Okay, so these sperms will enter into the female medusa and they are waiting for the mature egg. When the mature eggs will be formed, they get fused and they form the zygote. Okay, so now, so you can see this point. So external fertilization takes place in Obelia in the seawater, and water current will help the sperm to reach the female medusa or egg. So here water medium plays a very important role for the transport of sperms to reach the female gamete or female medusa. And the fusion of gamete takes place in the open sea water and they forms the diploid zygote. And now this zygote undergo cleavage. So what is the meaning of cleavage? The mitotic divisions of zygote are called cleavage. And in case of Obelia, we have holoblastic and equal cleavage. Holoblastic means entire zygote will divide. And why it is called equal? Because the new cells, they are called blastomere, they are of equal size. Okay, so now you can see this diagram again. So female medusa will release the egg, male medusa will release the sperm, it will form the zygote. Now zygote undergo cleavage and you can see that it formed the two-celled stage. So you can observe clearly both the cells are equal in size and entire zygote is divided from top to bottom, hence it is called holoplastic equal cleavage. And again it undergo holoblastic equal cleavage, it form 4 cell, 8 cell, 16, like that it undergo division and it forms the first embryonic stage called blastula. Okay, so blastula is the first embryonic stage which develops from the zygote. And what is the unique feature you can observe in the diagram? There is no cavity in the blastula. So there is no space, there is no cavity in the blastula. Therefore, this type of blastula is called stereoblastula. Okay, so the zygote undergo holoblastic and equal cleavage, it forms a stereoblastula. What is the meaning of stereoblastula? The blastula with no cavity. So there is no space in the blastula. Okay, and this stereoblastula will develops into a double layered gastrula. Okay, so in case of Obelia, since it is a diploblastic animal, the gastrula is double layered. And you know that already, the two layers are outer ectoderm and inner endoderm. Okay, so don't get confused, dear students. In case of humans, we have three layers: ectoderm, mesoderm, endoderm. So we are triploblastic, but Obelia has only two layers, therefore it is diploblastic animal. Now this gastrula, it becomes elongated and it develops cilia on its outer layer, and now it is called planula larva. Okay, so you can see this picture: zygote, blastula, blastula will develops into gastrula. Okay, gastrula, it is not shown in this figure. The gastrula, it becomes somewhat elongated. Okay, uddagutte, and it develops cilia on its outer layer. Now it is called planula. And what is the unique character of planula? It is a free swimming stage in the life cycle of Obelia. Okay, so life cycle of Obelia, reproduction of Obelia, life history of Obelia, all the three are same. ಸೊ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಥರದ್ರ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು ನಿಮಗೆ. ರೀಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಇನ್ ಒಬೇಲಿಯಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದೇ ಬರಿಬೇಕು, ಲೈಫ್ ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಆಫ್ ಒಬೇಲಿಯಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದೇ ಬರಿಬೇಕು, ಲೈಫ್ ಸೈಕಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಒಬೇಲಿಯಾ ಅಂದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಇದೇ ಬರಿಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ನೌ so this planula is a free swimming stage and it will move in the water. Since it is swimming, it develops cilia, so it can move from one place to the another place. It will enjoy the free swimming life for some period of time, and after that some time it get attached to a rock with the broader end, and the planula get settled down, and the opposite end is called, this end is called, I am showing with the cursor, this is called free end. The free end will develop the mouth and tentacles. Okay, and now it is called the young polyp, or it is also called hydrula. Okay, don't get confused. First zygote, next blastula, gastrula, planula, hydrula. Okay, so these are the different stages in the life cycle of Obelia. Now I will come back to the slide. So you can see here, planula gets settled down on the substratum with the broader end. The free end will develop mouth and tentacle, and it forms the young polyp. It is also called hydrula. And now this hydrula reproduces by asexual method, again through budding, and a new Obelia colony will formed. Okay, and the life cycle continues with alternation of generation. Okay, so just I will go back to the figure. So you can see, so planula gets settled down, it develops mouth and tentacles, and it is called hydrula. The hydrula undergo asexual reproduction and it forms the new Obelia colony, or you can say a new Obelia colony get established. Okay, so this type of life cycle is referred as alternation of generation, because asexual reproduction is followed by sexual, then again asexual, sexual. Like this, the life cycle continues. So thank you very much for your listening.